On a nondescript plot of farmland on County Road 254 in eastern Coshocton County sits arguably one of the most important buildings in Ohio history. It's called the Old Stone Fort. It is believed to have been built sometime around 1679. That would make it the oldest building in Ohio and possibly the oldest building west of the Appalachians. As important as it is, however, hardly anything is known about the Old Stone Fort.
It is a secret. It's a mystery.
For example, no one knows who built it or why. The general belief, it was built by Pierre Le Moyne d'Iberville. He was a French-Canadian and brother of the founder of New Orleans. It is believed he traveled the nearby Tuscarawas River and built the fort to guard against the English in fur trade battles. And then there's the George Croghan scenario. He was an Irish fur trader working for England who moved into the Native American territories to trade furs with the Delaware tribe. Since he was not born until 1718, that would mean the fort isn't as old. There's the belief that the fort was built by unknown settlers as a way to defend itself against the native tribes. There are rifle ports on all sides, and archaeological digs have found evidence of a stockade. And then there's another theory.
I'm going to get tarred and feathered and run out of Coshocton because I don't think it was a fort.
Margaret Lowe has studied the fort all of her life and believes it was not nearly so historic as a fort or some type of outpost, but it may have just been part of a farm.
I think it probably, and again, this is written down in one version, that it was used as a spring house. Another version was that it was used for a meat house.
Could it have possibly been all of these structures over the years? In the French-Canadian version, it was built nearly 100 years before the American Revolution, and oral history handed down over generations say it was considered old as early as 1800. In 1918, a farmer dug up a French compass while plowing near the fort. In 1880, there was a tornado in the closest town of Evansburg, destroying the town, but the fort survived. The town, named after the people who lived there, now buried in an old boot hill, was never rebuilt. Over the centuries, the fort was rebuilt after it fell into disrepair. Part of the doorway is preserved at the local museum, and the wood looks ancient. It is tiny, only about 14 square feet inside, and doesn't appear to have been used as a living quarters. At one time, there was a ladder heading up to the second floor. Now everything is boarded up, and it once again is looking like it needs an upgrade. What the Old Stone Fort has given the people who live near it for generations is a sense of wonder.
I would love to have seen the stockade around it. This fort, everybody has a different opinion as why it was here. And it's just a mystery. I mean, if you could just find one person somewhere along the line that could give you a true answer.
Over the last 100 years or so, there's been much written about it, but very few answers. It's not even clear who actually owns it today. Locals want to know the history, but likely they will take their theories to the grave, never having an answer as to why there's an old stone fort and who built it. In Coshocton County, I'm Mike Bowersock, NBC4.